This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from Irving Entertainment. I have Gary Irving and Zach Irving. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you.
So Zach, you are Michigan Micro Adventures, so start out telling me about that.
Well, Michigan Micro Adventures is a show that highlights local areas around Alpena, Michigan and the Northeast Michigan. I went through the Alpena CVB as a fiduciary and asked to get a grant that I received, Regional Prosperity Heritage Grant. I'm sorry, a Regional Prosperity Grant.
Okay.
And we received the grant to make 4 episodes, which just came out this last January through the NOAA Film Festival and was premiered, and also during the Fresh Takes Film Festival. This all started from like an idea and a small video that we submitted to the Fresh Takes contest of 2016.
Wow.
And it kind of snowballed and then built up, and we created 4 episodes that are 10-minute episodes where my father and my brother take you on a guided tour, kayaking over shipwrecks, biking to sinkholes, hiking through cracks in the earth, and these are all places around our area that anybody can go to.
So very enjoyable for you to be a part of this project?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. It was good bonding for us all to work together, and we've done all these adventures our whole lives as a family, and so it was kind of doing it but also filming it. And the idea was to show people that you could have a lot of fun without necessarily having to spend a lot of money and in your local area.
Absolutely, yes. Now Zach, you have a background in filmmaking.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I started making films in high school. We didn't really have anything in our area to teach you how to make films, so I had a camera and kind of did it with a DIY approach and made around 25 to 30 films before I went off to college down in Chicago to Tribeca Flashpoint Media Arts Academy, where I studied cinematography for 2 years, and then decided to come back to Michigan and started to develop my own company, Irving Entertainment. And working with nonprofits and local commercials, and then also musicians as well, I decided to start strengthening my talent and help others strengthen their talent in this area too as well, because there's not really that kind of option that you can get to learn this technical side in this area.
Very true. So what's next?
Next, I would love to, we're actually working on Volume 2 of Michigan Micro Adventures. I'm applying for a couple grants for that. I want to go out and get more people that are looking to learn this and maybe do internships to help work on set and do other projects as well. And for Michigan Micro Adventures, we're going to see where it can take us, trying to find a home for it, maybe on PBS, or looking for something in some kind of network that we can find.
And Gary, I understand that the film was met with rave reviews at the film festival.
It came over really well, and I think everybody enjoyed it. I haven't really heard a negative comment at all. And it's been shown not only there, but he had presented it as well to the DNR, because we do a show at Rockport, and they really received that very well, as we all saw. And they're looking to maybe do some further work with him in terms of other aspects for Rockport and Negulgon and Thompson's Harbor.
Perfect. Now Zach, how can people see this film?
You can find the first episode online at visitalpena.com or michiganmicroadventures.com.
Okay.
We also have a Facebook page, Michigan Micro Adventures, and we are starting an Instagram as well. And then further on, we are having screenings all around Michigan at local libraries, so you can check your local library events. The first screening is in Alcona Library this February 23rd at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And we're going to show all of the films. We have merchandise available, and we also will have a Q&A with my dad and brother and I on how we made these films, how to get there, and more information on what we're going to be doing in the future. And we also are taking suggestions too as well on different adventures that people might know of that we haven't heard of.
And that's what's going to be my next question. How do people get a hold of you? Because I know when someone sees the film and says, oh my gosh, you guys should go here. Have you been to the sinkholes? Have you seen all the wonderful things that we have in our communities? People are going to want to get in touch with you. What's the best way?
You can email me at zachary.irving@gmail.com or zrindependent@gmail.com. And then you can also find me on my website, zrindependent.com, michiganmicroadventures.com, and michiganbasementtapes.com. And you can find everything that I do there, and you can contact me if you want to work on a project or have any suggestions on a project, or even want to buy a DVD of the project as well.
Or have someone who maybe has a group or an organization like to bring both of you in, because to me, to see, you know, a young man from the area who's starting doing what you're doing, and who knows where that will develop. As we talked first, that's how the maritime history or the maritime class got started at ACC, was by people coming from NOAA and saying, hey, we need to learn about this stuff. Where can we learn all this stuff? We want to go to school. We want to be a part of your group. So that's how that all started. So maybe this is something that could continue forward.
Definitely. I feel like there's a rich group of people that have an appreciation for this area, and they don't want to leave this area, but they don't see the benefits that larger cities have. But I think that people that have gone to those cities and are coming back can make those benefits for the younger generations, and can start creating a film industry, or showing people that from the smallest idea you can create something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I want to thank both of you very much for being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing the film in its entirety. I haven't had the opportunity yet, but I definitely will. And when you get Volume 2 ready, give us a call.
Great.
Well,
thank
you so much.
Good to see both of you.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with Annie Hepburn from Alpena Senior Center following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Annie Hepburn from Alpena Senior Center. Hi, Annie.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
Good. I had the opportunity to go to the Senior Center this week for a meeting, and the place was crazy. There were quilters over here. There were people playing cards over here. The smell of food was wonderful. Everything was decorated for Valentine's Day. You know, that is such a wonderful, wonderful, welcoming entity in our community.
It is, and so many people don't realize that. I think when they walk in, they're amazed on how busy we are, but like you said, we have several things going on at one time. This morning we already had exercise going. There's going to be bingo. We have lunch. We'll have dinner. And then you know, people just come in between for other services that we provide for MAP counseling and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of people in and out of the center on a daily basis.
And you know, there's a lot of things that you provide, the services and all those things, but you know, I think when I walk in there and hear the laughter and see people, I think the most important thing that you provide is the camaraderie, the companionship, that I'm not sitting home alone all day by myself. I'm not eating dinner alone every night. I'm not eating lunch alone every day. I think that's a very important part of your mission.
Absolutely. And, you know, again, there's people that just come there and sometimes they'll do puzzles or they'll read a book. We have a lounge area that they'll sit in and do that, or then they can go have lunch and make new friends. And you're right, really the goal is not to sit home and be alone. And as we all know, the winter months can get us all down and depressed. And this way it just gives them something to look forward to. And we as a staff also love that, you know, just to see them. And we worry about them. If they don't show up, sometimes we're calling and reaching out to make sure they're okay.
Perfect.
So it's kind of like that little wellness monitor check for them as well.
And I know that you do over 80,000 meals a year, congregate meals and Meals on Wheels, to the people that you serve. And those meals definitely aren't covered by the fee that you charge for those meals.
Correct. So a lot of our programs are covered by federal and grant funding, as well, or federal and state funding, as well as the Older Persons Committee. And then we do multiple other grants to cover the cost. But a cost of a meal costs about $4 a meal, and we are asking people over the age of 60 for a suggested donation of $3.50. So our Meals on Wheels suggested donation averages about 97 cents, and then our congregate brings in about an average of $3.44. So across the board, we always need more funds to keep those programs going. And as we all know, people with hunger, from young children to seniors, struggle with that. So that is our goal, is to make sure our seniors are fed.
And you know, if people don't think that people are going hungry in our community, they really need to rethink that.
Absolutely. I mean, you have not only us helping do Meals on Wheels, but you have the St. Bernard Soup Kitchen, the Friendship Room. That's huge. And then the food bank and all the
St. Vincent's, Salvation Army, and all the churches.
Yeah, they all provide food services for our community.
They do.
And it's huge.
It is. And so with that thought in mind, you are going to talk about your new fundraiser you were going to be doing.
Yes, we kicked off our new fundraiser February 16th on Friday. And what that is it's called Ken's March Against Senior Hunger. Last year, when I talked about it, it was the luxury event. This year, we gave a new name to it. Again, it's the Ken's March Against Senior Hunger. And that is, we recently, the Senior Center lost a very, very valuable staff member who delivered Meals on Wheels. He died unexpectedly, and so when we were thinking about him and his service and what so much he gave to our seniors, what better way to recognize and keep his memory alive with our fundraiser for our food programs.
And it's called Ken's March Against Senior Hunger. Mm-hmm. So you already had the kickoff, so now how do people participate?
So there's several different ways. We have packets available at the Senior Center where people can pick them up and get donations. Businesses can just make a donation. Church groups, whoever, just if they want to just drop off a donation or mail the donation. But all those funds raised in the months through the month of February, March, and April, they can do that through April 26th. And those funds will all go towards our food programs.
Wonderful. Now you're still having the luxury event at the end. Tell me how that works.
So the luxury event will be on April 26th from 4 to 7 p.m. And it's going to be at the Hospice of Michigan office in the Park Place across from Save a Lot.
Save a Lot.
And that is really the day that's when we can accept the final amounts, and through April 26th. And then we recognize them just for helping us and thank them and do hors d'oeuvres, and we have some massage therapists there to just pamper them and say thank you for all they've done for the seniors in our community and the Senior Center.
So pick up a packet, all your neighbors, family, friends, co-workers, get some donations. Even $1 donation's not too small. Anything you do will be helpful.
Any amount will do, and our goal this year is $30,000.
I think with Ken's name on this, you'll easily get over that.
And you know, last year we had a great support from our community, and we continue to have that throughout all of our programs. So we can't do it without our community.
And the next thing is the Spring Thaw Cornhole Tournament. You have these beautiful posters out and about everywhere, all around town. Mm-hmm. And last year you had over 50 teams, and it was a tremendous success.
It was our first year, so we learned a few things. We're going to do double elimination this year, which last year we did single. So double elimination will be much better, and it's just a fun day to get out and about and support the Senior Center, but just have fun. You know, again, when we have the winter blues, there's nothing to do. Well, there's a cornhole tournament. It's a fundraiser. There's prizes, 50-50. There will be a cash bar, concessions. So just a lot of fun.
And you know, it's cool because any skill can play cornhole.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, anybody. I've thrown a few of them. I don't do that well, but you know, it's still fun to get out in the backyard with your friends and throw a few. So get some of your friends together, get a team together. Come on down. It's $20 per team, limited to the first 50 teams, and there is a $5 spectator ticket fee because we have to charge people to come in and watch because it's a fundraiser.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's March 3rd at the Aplex.
And it starts, doors open at noon and games begin at 1 p.m. And then there's prizes, 50-50. There will be music and there's all kinds of things. And looks like Budweiser and Bud Light are some of your sponsors in the Aplex. So thank them very much in advance. And if anyone needs any more information, they can contact you at the Senior Center.
Correct, yep.
And please don't feel that your skill's not good enough. Come on down. Even if you want to just pay the $5 spectator fee and come down and spend the afternoon watching people play cornhole. It's a fun event.
It is. And last year, I mean, it was kind of a new thing, but cornhole obviously is getting a lot bigger, and there's teams in the area. So I'm looking forward to that March 3rd event for a lot of fun.
So call the center to get registered. And it's 356-3585.
And they can also go on our Facebook page or on our website, alpinaseniors.com or Facebook.
Okay, Annie, thank you so much for being here, and tell everyone at the center we said hi.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Mark Jacobs, ACC men's cross country coach and men's basketball coach. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Well, it's great to have you. And you have some wonderful news about your cross country team, and why don't we just go ahead and get straight to it?
All right, hot off the press. So this is the first official announcement. My team was named back-to-back Academic All-American team. And I did all the numbers. If you want to hear all the numbers,
Absolutely.
there are approximately 125 junior college cross country teams in the nation. And we finished third overall, highest GPA in the nation, with a 3.85 cumulative GPA, which is just absolutely incredible. We had 9 academic All-Americans. Now, just to kind of put that into perspective, there are probably, I asked somebody, there's between 1,200 and 1,400 student athlete runners. Out of those 1,200 to 1,400, there were 90 academic All-Americans. And Alpena Community College cross country team consisted of 10% of that 90. We had nine academic All-Americans, which is just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it is absolutely phenomenal. What a credit to those young men and you.
Well, I didn't do any of their homework. I pushed them to do their homework, but I'll tell you what, I kind of laughed about the story. Earlier in the year, beautiful Sunday, beautiful fall Sunday, and we had practice. We got done about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm thinking, what are you guys going to do, And they all got out their books. They had all their chemistry books, and they were going to study as a group. I thought, wow, this is an interesting group of guys, because it's, I remember when I was in college, Sunday, nice day, what's...
You weren't studying
no,
chemistry.
absolutely, no, believe me. But that's just to kind of, and they help each other. Another quick story. So I drive, obviously, the band on the way back from a meet, and Colin Guidoni, who's my captain, sat right next to me, kind of my co-pilot, and one of the gentlemen on my team was struggling with a chemistry problem, and so he's, asked Colin, hey, can you help me with this? And I'm just listening, not, just kind of driving and listening to the conversation. And Colin said, okay, let's read the sentence to me. So his teammate read the sentence to him. He said, now, what is the most important word in that sentence? And he broke it down. I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I could have got good grades because, but they utilize each other, a lot of obviously very, smart individuals, good runners also, but student athlete, at its finest. But just stories like that, just to watch them, and they would study all the time together. And just amazing how well they did together. They took some tough classes. It wasn't, lower level classes. We're talking some of the highest courses at ACC.
Yes. What a wonderful story. What a wonderful couple of stories. Colin sounds like he could become a great teacher someday.
Well, I think he's going to be a doctor, so so maybe he'll teach at medical school. But yeah, he's, like I said, but it's just not him. I had 3 gentlemen who had 4.0s, and I want to say there's 26 in the nation, and 3 of them was from Alpena Community College. Austin Enns, who now is a linesman.
Oh, yeah.
And then Isaac Cross, who was a freshman. And, they had, I think Colin had 17 credits, Isaac had 18, and I think Austin had 14. So again, a tough workload with, cross country on top of that.
Do you target young men that you feel will academically thrive?
Not necessarily. It's kind of interesting because cross country is tough.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see from high school or college, most of the cross country runners are pretty bright students.
Yes.
Because they're focused, and it's a lot of time management. Like I said, if running was easy, everybody would do it. If academics were easy, everybody would do it. But again, it's just an individual runner. I've not, I've had some cross country runners who have not done fantastic. I've never had a lot of difficulties, but it's just it's more the individual. And I look at the grade point averages and I think, nice when they come in. And but again, it's a tough sport, and it's a very disciplined sport. like college, like academics.
Sure. During the season, how many miles a week will these young people run?
Anywhere from, depending on if we have a meet or anywhere from 40 to 80.
Really?
Yep. And we practice 6-7 days a week, and we practice at 6 a.m. And I like that, the fact that, I even had a couple of guys who hate getting up early. So I'll be honest with you, Coach, I'm not going to tell you the truth, but I love getting practice out of the way, and I can go to class, get my day going instead of, having practice later and maybe sleeping in a little later. So I've never had a complaint, at least in the last 2 or 3 years, about the early practices, because again, it gets the day going.
So I think the discipline and the determination that it would take to be a cross country, to just participate, is unique among many sports.
Oh, absolutely. And absolutely. They don't get a lot of the fanfare.
Right.
They're a very close-knit group, but we do talk about academics all the time. That's the first thing we talk about at cross-country camp. Our goal is to become academic All-American. And I've said this a million times, that if you're academic All-American, you probably have a little better chance of getting into another college or getting a job than if you're just All-American.
So this is the third year in a row you've
Yes.
attained this.
Yes.
And what's that threshold mark for a team?
It's a 3.2 for a team. And 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, we were at 3.69, and then we were at a 3.71, and then a 3.85. I don't know if we'll ever break 3.85. I mean, never say never, but
You're gonna have to get to a straight 4-point.
I'll tell you what. You know what? There were a couple of I thought we have potential to do that, but again, I break it down. Well, if this guy would have got a A instead of A, but
Yeah.
they did a fantastic job. One of my most proud coaching moments.
It should be, and we're proud of you, and definitely proud of these young men and this accomplishment. It's a wonderful thing for them and for you and for Alpena Community College. This is what I hope and believe to be the role of a student athlete. So thank you so much for what you've done and what you've done for those young people. And thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.